Rise Up Family exclusive. Number one sports community organization in the world. Second to none. I know what it is. I had to do this. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? This is the Rise Up Unlimited radio show brought to you by WDAP Radio on Spreaker.com, WDAP TV. If you have not subscribed, click, please subscribe to one of the most positive radio stations, TV stations in the world. I want to shout out everybody who's tuned in right now. If you're on Twitch, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your support. I want to introduce the panel today. Obviously, my guy who's always consistent, always here, no matter what. My guy, Dalton D-Man Smith, is in the house. What's good, Dalton?
What's up, everyone? How's everybody doing today?
It should be a good day. We got a lot of good things to talk about sports-wise. Now, my other guy, phenomenal individual, has his own network, MBS Central. He is here in the flesh. I see his shadow. Look like he's doing something at the moment, but nevertheless, my guy Keto is here from MBS Central. What is going on, Keto?
What's good, man? Good to be back. This is my first time on this show. Shout out to you guys having me on Monday Night Madness. Later tonight, make sure you guys tune on the MBS show. Dre's gonna be on that show tonight. So, but I'm here tonight, so I'm definitely excited for today's show.
For sure, definitely appreciate you. Again, it's always good to support and positivity, doing things the right way. When it comes down to what we do, we take it very serious. By the way, I would be amiss not to start off the show by dedicating this show to my fallen brother. Today is his birthday. Broderick Robinson died 5 years ago. 2 days before Thanksgiving, and today is his birthday, so I would be amiss not to dedicate this show to him. Bro, love you. We'll see you. We all miss you down here for sure, and this one's for you, bro. So, all right, moving to a highlight. We got some things to talk about. Angelita, if you can roll that footage or roll that slide. Shout out to Angelita. She's phenomenal. Always supportive, always encouraging here. Let's start off with the first slide. We got a lot of slides to get to today, a lot of sports content to get to. Make sure you like and share. All right. We want this to be a phenomenal show. So here we go. And actually, while Angelita is pulling up that slide, we can actually let you know what's going on as far as in the sports world today. In MLB, in MLB, we have the Detroit Tigers up 10-8 right now in the sixth inning over the Angels. Tampa Bay is up 7-2 on Baltimore in the top of the ninth. Seattle is up 6-1 over the Texas Rangers. Over the Texas Rangers in the top of the seventh. Tonight, a lot of NFL action coming up. Yes, absolutely. A lot of NFL preseason football coming up too. It will be Justin Fields versus the Mitchell Trubisky tonight as Chicago and Buffalo go at it. You will get to see these two quarterbacks. It's kind of been, talked about all week as far as is Justin Fields ready to be the number one? We will see. We will find out. Dalton, do you think Justin Fields is ready?
I think he's ready.
All right. There's been some talk as far as within that organization, the Bears organization, about Andy Dalton being the one starting week 1. He came out in one of the interviews that said Justin Fields is a phenomenal guy, but he got to wait his turn. Pretty much in a nutshell, his time ain't now; it's my time now. Right now, according to Andy Dalton. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye out on as far as what happens with that quarterback. That quarterback battle for the number 1 spot. All right. Speaking of which, we might as well touch up on some NFL stuff right here. If we can zoom in on that slide by hitting the plus sign on that. If we could zoom in on that so we can see these records. We got some predictions going on as far as what's going on. What's going to happen in the 21-22 NFL season. But we can get a little slide in. There we go. Perfect. All right. So this is the AFC. We're going to talk AFC today. We will leave the NFC for next week when we do the show. We'll leave it for next week. They have the Buffalo Bills at 14 and 3. The Dolphins at 11 and 6, the Patriots at 6 and 11, and the Jets at 3 and 14. My question to you guys is, do you agree with this? And I want you to analytically break down the reason why this is not or is going to be the case for this season. So I'll start off with Dalton D-Man Smith. Keto, go ahead after him and just break this down.
Well, I agree the Bills win AFC East, though, but it's going to be a different record. I could see him 13 and 4. The reason why, because Josh Allen got webs around him. They got no 2 pass rushers. They got Trey White, Michael Hyde, and Jordan Poyer. And the Dolphins, they're going to finish second. I got them 10 and 7 because they got Howard still. I mean, Tua's got weapons around him. He's got to stay healthy. And the Patriots, I agree, 6-11 because I'm not sold on their D-line. And they got Dante Hightower back. And the receivers, they're probably going to be in trouble. They got 2 injury-prone tight ends. And the Jets, I could see them finish 4 and 13. And because I'm not sold on them yet.
All right. Keto.
Yeah.
Give them that keto diet, bro. Come on.
As far as the Bills go, I don't agree with that. I think the Bills they got a really tough schedule. They got to play against some tough teams in the 4-game stretch. I think they have they got the Packers, they got the Steelers, they got the Dolphins on the road, and then Washington. That front 7 is pretty nasty, man. So I think that's a really tough schedule for them. But I mean, I'm gonna say they take 5 losses. So as far as the Bills goes, as far as the Patriots, man, there's no way Bill Belichick is gonna let them have another losing season like that, especially him seeing what Tom Brady did. You see him spending all that damn money in free agency, and then they do have returning players on both sides of the ball. I mean, the biggest issue is what kind of quarterback Cam Newton is gonna be. And then Cam Newton, he's not even sure if he's gonna be the starting quarterback. He went on Twitter and said that himself. So I'm pretty sure Cam is gonna be the starting quarterback, but I think the record is a little bit better than that. yesterday we were able to do MBS Let's Talk, but we actually did the predictions for the AFC West. I actually had the Broncos at 4. I had the Raiders at 3, and I did had the Chargers at 2, and clearly Kansas City at number 1. Um Pittsburgh, man. Pittsburgh, a bad season like that, there's no way. They got Claypool, Johnson, Juju over there. They drafted Najee Harris as a first round draft pick. You hardly see the Pittsburgh Steelers draft, a skill set player like this, especially in the first round. They normally go after defensive players. So I don't think the Steelers record is going to be what is it, 6-11? Is it 6-11? Yeah, 6. No way, 6-11, man. They're telling me that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to have a better record than them. I completely disagree with that. And one thing I do agree about, the Houston Texans are going to be the worst team in the NFL. They'll probably get a first round draft pick. But as far as from what I see from these predictions so far, those are the only problems that I have as far as the records predictions.
All right, interesting enough. So here's what I'll say about this schedule in a nutshell. I do not agree with this schedule whatsoever. I don't agree with the standings at all. First and foremost, the Buffalo Bills last year went 13-3, could have been 14-2 last year. They have the 9th easiest schedule this year, by the way. Yes, they do have that 4-game stretch, but other than that 4-game stretch, it is a clear cakewalk to what we call success. A successful season. It should be. Buffalo definitely went and addressed some issues that they had as far as the defensive line. They addressed that in the draft. The first 2 picks were defensive ends. There is people talking right now that Gregory Rousseau may be Rookie of the Year, a Rookie of the Year nominee, just from what they've seen in training camp. I know training camp is a little premature and young, things of that nature, but Rousseau looks good. Basham looks good. They also addressed the running back issues as far as not having a workhorse back. Matt Breida may be one of the guys who actually becomes the starter for the Bills as far as the running game goes. We know that the Bills have had some issues with the running game the last couple years. They went and addressed that issue as well. The Dolphins, I don't know about the Dolphins as far as winning 11 games until Tua can prove that that he's legit to me. I'm still not convinced on Tua Tagovailoa. I'm not convinced yet with him. So I think actually the Dolphins may be third in this division because, as you heard and as Keto said earlier, Cam may not even be the starter. Mac Jones is looking pretty decent right now. They are very high on Mac Jones right now. And what he's doing. So I don't see Belichick having another terrible season as far as what it was last year with the fact that he had 9 people out on COVID from COVID restrictions. The defense still played pretty good last year. Offense was just abysmal. Really didn't have anything on offense, but we will see. We will see this year, The Jets, I think the Jets will be one of the worst teams in the NFL. I think it's between them and the Texans. JETS, Jets always stands for just in this season. And that's what it's going to be again. Another just in this season type of season. Zach Wilson will get his bumps, bruises, nicks. Hopefully he doesn't get broken up. But I don't see the Jets doing anything. So I agree with the Jets at 3-14. The Patriots, I think the Patriots will win 10 games this year, and I think they will be the number 2 team. I think Miami will win 9. They will be number 3. As far as the AFC South, now this is quite interesting because now Julio Jones coming around. Julio Jones, somebody I thought that maybe the Ravens might have wanted to go get, especially since I hear people all the time talking about Lamar Jackson doesn't have a number one receiver. And that organization can't pick receivers to save a life. But the Titans look really good. They addressed some issues as well. I think the Titans very well could be an 11-6, 12-5 team, a team that the Buffalo Bills better beat. Team that they better beat. They better watch out for. All right, the Colts, 9-8. It's pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting record for them, seeing that they just got Carson Wentz, who's already on the shelf. This defense was one of the best last year. They have a really good running game. They have some solid receiving. I could see them at 9-8. Jaguars. Boy, we will talk about Tim Tebow later on, too, getting released during the show as well. But for Jaguars Nation, you are right where you should be. All right, at 6-11, I agree with that. The Texans will be one of the worst teams. So if they're 3-14 or 2-15, I could see that. Deshaun Watson will not be playing for them this year. I'm almost 100% sure. Even after this case, I wouldn't want to play for them. The Ravens, like I was saying earlier, Ravens. Hey, y'all can't pick a wide receiver to save a life. I don't know, man. Rashad Bateman, we got to interview him during his media pro day. Really good guy, but he's already on the shelf. Him, Sammy Watkins, and Hollywood Brown, all on the shelf already. Season hasn't even started yet. What does that do for Lamar Jackson? I mean, a lot of guys are saying, well, Lamar, it's not his style. I get it. It's not his style, I guess. But when you come to the NFL, you have to elevate your game. You gotta be multiverse in the NFL if you want to win the big ones. I mean, he just got a playoff win last season, finally, against the Tennessee Titans, in which I thought the Titans just sold out last year. He got a win, though. And then Buffalo, spanked their tail. I ain't gonna lie. It was a spanking. I was there. About 50 feet from, not even 50 feet, probably about 10 feet from the field. And they got their boot smoked. Lamar's got to prove that he can make the elite throws. He's got to prove it. You got to prove that you can make the elite throws. It's all good and fine and dandy to rush for 1,000 yards in a season. But any quarterback who threw for 2,757 yards, I guarantee you I would never hear the end of it on how abysmal that sounds in a season where you throw only for 2,757 yards. All right. Got to do more than RPO. The Browns are dangerous. The Browns are dangerous. I think the Browns may win this division. And people, you know what journey we have all as sports fanatics went through with this Cleveland Browns team that was winless 4 seasons ago. They were the winless Browns. The Minden Browns had more wins than the Cleveland Browns at one point. All right. Baker Mayfield's got to prove it, though. He's got to prove it on third down. He's got to be able to make the throws on third down. If this team wants to get further than they did last year, I think they're solid. They got a solid defensive core. They got a nice group of weapons on offense. Probably the best 1-2 tandem running the football in Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Got to make it happen now. Got to make it happen. Got to win the division. Got to solidify yourself if you want respect. The Bengals, I will say this to the cows until the wheels fall off. They should have got Sewell instead of Chase. I think the offensive line is a big problem for Cincinnati. It's going to be a huge issue. It's part of the reason why. It's part of the reason why their quarterback looked the way that he did last year, making some errant throws because he's under pressure. The reason why he got injured last year because they couldn't block. The Cincinnati Bengals had one of the worst offensive lines last year in football, point blank period. and you really don't have a great running game, mix it up here and there, but it's not enough. Bengals will be last in this division for sure. The Steelers. For those who are sleeping on the Steelers, what in the world is this 6-11 mess? What in the world is the Steelers 6-11? Bro, is that? Do I see this right? 6-11. The Steelers won 11 games in a row last year, and people will say, "Yeah, it was the easiest schedule. They had the easiest schedule." But they played who was on their schedule, and they won all 11 games until they played some real perennial powerhouses last year, i.e. the Buffalo Bills, who spanked their tails on prime time. We know that. And they got spanked by the Bengals as well during that 5-game stint at the end of the season as well. Big Ben got stale. Can't throw dink and dunk passes all season. I hope Big Ben ain't doing that this year. I want to see where Big Ben's arm is. All right. Chase Claypool and them got to be able to catch passes longer than 2, 4, 5 yards. Okay. I need some down the field action. You got your running back now. Okay. You didn't have a running game last year, but you got one now. All right. Harris should eat and eat often. Okay. I see the Steelers probably being it's tough. If the Steelers can put together the run game and the offense can do what it does, we know what the Steelers defense can do. Point blank, period. There's no question on that. They have the best safety in football. They have one of the best defensive lines in football, all pro defensive lines. They have exceptional linebackers, and we know what the secondary can do when the Steelers get pressure. So I can see the Steelers being number 2. Them and the Ravens will be fighting for the number 2 spot, I think, in the North. It will be close between these 3 guys. Will all 3 of these teams go to the playoffs? They could. The Steelers, the Browns, and Ravens all could go to the playoffs. We'll see. It all depends on this guy, Justin Herbert. And notice I skipped the Chiefs for a reason, because obviously the Chiefs are where they're supposed to be. Point blank. I'm not even going to talk about Patrick Mahomes and them, because there's no point. All right. Justin Herbert. That's the guy we got to see this year. Will he progress? Will he elevate his game? Can the Chargers win 10 games? Can they get in the playoffs? Because right here, as it looks, they ain't going to get in the playoffs. They're not getting in the playoffs. But then I see the Dolphins supposedly getting in the playoffs. I doubt that. What will he do this season? Will he put up the performance that he put up last year? He's going to need it. He's going to need it. He's going to need the defense to step up too. Derwin James, one of the best safeties in football too. Joey Bosa should be back. Let's see what he can do. All right, let's see what he does. They're going to need it. If they want to prove what type of team they are and actually be considered a playoff contender, well, it starts with Justin Herbert. The Broncos, as long as Drew Lock is your quarterback, I got a better chance of Drew McIntyre producing more wins and going somewhere than Drew Lock. Okay, and I know those is 2 different sports, but for real, I'm dead serious. With Drew Lock as the quarterback, I do not see the Broncos going to the playoffs. And the Broncos defense isn't that bad. They don't have that bad of a defense. They have Justin Simmons back there. They got some talent on defense. Offense, they have some offensive talent. J.K. Hamlin, they got Courtland Sutton coming back. You got a running game over there, but Drew Lock is the weakest link. Noah Fant, they got Noah Fant too. Drew Lock is the weakest link to me, and that's a problem. Lock up a number 1 quarterback. Maybe go get Deshaun Watson. Then we can have this conversation again about the Broncos. The Raiders. Man, oh man, the Raiders. Just never know with this team, man. I never know with this team. Even when it was in Oakland, you moved to Vegas, you're still doing the same things. Blowing it. You still blowing it. Blowing it. You can't get it done. Can't get it done, these Raiders. Hunter Renfrow, I just heard Hunter Renfrow said he can beat any cornerback in the league. He said if I could get Jalen Ramsey, I can get anybody. So we're gonna see if he could back up those words this season because you're gonna have to prove it. All right. We'll see. Darren Waller is their best receiver right now. Best receiver. Josh Jacobs. Can Josh Jacobs be a top 5 runner this year? I don't know about their defense. I don't really know about the defense. I think it's still lackluster. Their defense, and they're in a division where Justin Herbert can light you up. They're in a division where Patrick Mahomes will eat you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a convenient snack. I don't know. Know about these guys. Will they be last in the division?
No,
probably not. Probably not. I got the Broncos being dead last in this division. All right, I got them being dead last, but we're gonna see what they can do. We're gonna see what the Raiders, the black and silver nation, can do this year. But I see them being third, no playoff again. Time to go get you a real number 1 at quarterback, and then we can reevaluate this too. Go get you some defensive help too. Stop picking Cullen Farrell in the first round when you can pick.
Or quit picking Alex Weatherwood.
Right, or Alex Weatherwood. Weatherwood. Right, picking Alex Leatherwood when there's top prospects on the board. All right. With that being said, we're gonna go to the next slide, and the next slide is as shown. We're gonna go to the next slide, which is teams who have won a playoff game. The last year that teams have won playoff games. Let's go to that slide. That's an interesting slide. It's funny. It's hilarious. The last playoff win for each playoff team. All right, we're going to go to it. Here it is. Wow. Can you dig it? Can you see it? Dig it? It's weird, right? A little weird here, right?
Very weird.
The Bengals haven't won a game since 1990. We'll start with them. The Bengals haven't won a game since 1990. Marvin Lewis couldn't even get him a win. He went 7 times and lost 7 straight times. That's the end of that story. Putty Cats. The Looney Tune organization. I call it the Looney Tune organization because it's just hilarious. A bunch of jokes. Cartoon like endings for playoff games, especially the one against Pittsburgh. That one will never be forgotten, where Vontaze Burfict's dumb self rather hit a receiver while he's defenseless instead of playing defense, in which they would have won that game had he just not done that. Or your running back fumbling the football. Or you're running back fumbling the football, just fumbling the game away late when all you got to do is tuck the ball and get on the ground. The Detroit Lions, they ain't lying about that. I tell you, the Lion King franchise has more success than this Detroit Lions team. I'd rather go call up Simba, Nala, Mufasa, and all of them. They got more success on the big screen than these guys do. The Detroit Lions. They haven't won a playoff game since 1991. Or should I bring up the fact that that team with the star on it got away with one a couple years ago, in which the Detroit Lions should have won that playoff game. Would have won that
fair
playoff.
and square. It was a clear win for us.
Clear my throat on that. But nevertheless, the Lions since 91. The Dolphins, boy, oh boy, they haven't won a playoff game since 2000. Interesting enough.
Long.
Yeah, Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the reason why they haven't won a playoff game since 2000. Let's just be real honest about that. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick just destroying the AFC East for the last 20 years. Yeah, not surprised about that. Oh, speaking of which, back to the Raiders, who haven't won since 2002. Are you surprised the Raiders haven't won a playoff game since? Do you remember 2002?
Remember that? I mean, before they lost to the Buccaneers.
Organization hasn't won a playoff game since the Buccaneers spanked your tail in the Super Bowl. Oh boy. Who are the quarterbacks from 2002 to 2021? That's something that should probably be examined. And then you'll see why they haven't won a playoff game since 2002. The Washington football team, 2005. 16 long years ago. Do anybody know who the Washington football team beat in 2005? Do we even know? Anybody know? You can put it in the comment section if you know. Do anybody know who the Washington football team beat in 2005 for their last playoff win?
I'm going to take the guess. Is it the Giants?
Is it the Giants?
I'm just guessing. I don't know. I'm just thinking about my head.
Is it the Giants? We are going to see. We're going to check and see if it's the Giants in just a moment as we continue along the trail of last football wins. The Jets 2010. That was Mark Sanchez, right?
Yes, sir.
Got to be Mark Sanchez, right?
It's Mark Sanchez. And guess who they beat that time? They beat a 14-2 Patriots.
Yeah, I was about to say it had to be the Patriots. That was the stint that they won 3 straight. They went to 3 straight AFC championship games, right? 8-8.
No, 2. Like as Mark Sanchez rookie year,
2.
then another AFC championship. Then he fell off the cliff. Then it was 8-8.
Right. Keto, we were just talking while you was gone. We were talking about the Raiders. Surprisingly, that 2002 was the last time they've won anything. Your thoughts on that? 2002. Who was their quarterbacks? I'm just wondering.
Rich Gannon.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, it was the year with the Tuck rule with Charles Woodson. That year, I think that was the last time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Gruden might have been the coach, or was it Bill Callahan?
Gruden was that coach that time about the Tuck rule incident.
Oh, okay.
So, the last time, folks, for those who are watching right now, the last time the Washington football team won a playoff game was against what team? Do anybody know? I can tell you right now, Sean Taylor was a part of the team.
Don't tell me it's against the Cowboys.
No. No, sir.
Is it the Packers?
No, sir.
Let's see. 2005.
I'll give you like 20 seconds.
Gotta be the Falcons.
Nope. That's funny. The Falcons. It would be against the Falcons.
Was RG3 the quarterback that year?
No.
I think that was Jason Campbell that time.
2005.
Is it the Eagles?
Nope.
Was it the Vikings?
Nope.
The Seahawks. Wait, no, that wasn't it. That Seahawks.
Y'all just guessing now. All right, the answer is your Super Bowl champion, number 1 team on this list, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Wow.
I was just guessing my head, so at least I'm not Googling.
LeVar Arrington, Mark Brunell was the quarterback at the time.
What? That was a long time then.
Yes, Sean Taylor, who was the safety at the time, rest in peace to Sean Taylor, was on the team at the time. All right, moving right along, we got the Chicago Bears, the Jets, 2010, both teams 2010. And I go back to who was their quarterbacks this whole time. Again, the last time they won a playoff game, 11 years ago. The Jets, the Bears. Crazy.
I think with the Bears, it was Rex Grossman, right?
No, that was Jay Cutler.
Okay. Jay Cut. That's an interesting nickname. Yeah. It was Jay Cutler as the quarterback. That was they had, oh my goodness, Devin Hester.
Yeah, Devin Hester, Matt Forte, Greg Olson, Johnny Knox.
Yeah. Interesting enough.
Was Brandon Marshall with them that time?
No, he was with Dolphins that time.
Oh, okay.
Moving right along, we got the Giants, 2011. I know why they ain't got a win since 2011 though. That's because they was on a boat partying the week that they had to play the Packers, as if like the Packers are somebody to just sleep on. Yeah, we know how that went, how that story went down. Yeah, when you don't take advantage of the opportunities that you have in the playoffs, you're bound to get burned. And that's why they ain't won a playoff game in 10 years. All right. Moving right along to the Cardinals, 2015. We know what happened in 2015, everybody.
Yes.
It's been 6 years. Is that a testament to that division getting better? Or is it a testament to the lack of talent on the Arizona Cardinals?
I think it's supposed to get better now.
Keto, your thoughts?
I'm gonna say more as in the talent. I think they were just lacking talent, and I don't think free agents didn't want to play in Arizona during that time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Then last year, I hate to bring this up, I know you remember the game last year, the Hail Mary play against Buffalo where Kyle Murray, we thought Stephon Diggs pulled it off again. And then after that, they won that game, but going towards they lost 5 out of their last 7 games, which knocked them out of the playoff picture. So they had a good shot, but they, ruined their chances once again. So we're here at 2015.
Ooh, they were saying Kyler Murray was better than Josh Allen. I remember that too. Oh, Jesus. I remember the conversations that went down after that game. Oh, Kyler Murray is better than that Josh Allen. And sure. If you say so. All right. Arizona. Arizona's problem is that the division got better. I'm gonna be honest with you. The Rams got better. The Seahawks have been good. This ain't no sleep. The 49ers who've been to a Super Bowl. This is not a for the weak or faint of heart division at all. You have 3 legit teams who have been to playoffs or Super Bowls in this division. Seattle has been there, the Rams have been there, and so have San Francisco. I think they're in trouble again this year, to be honest with you. I think they're in trouble again. Depending on what Jimmy G does, you very well could see 3 teams come out of the West.
That division is going to be very tough this year.
Yeah. And now that there's 7 seats instead of 6, there's 7 seats. Arizona, I don't know, man. Arizona ain't gonna be one of them teams this year that get a seat, though. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I think they wasted a lot of money in J.J. Watt. I think J.J. Watt thinks he's still a 3-down lineman, and he's not. And that's probably gonna play a factor this season. The Broncos, 2015, since Peyton Manning. Who's the Broncos quarterbacks been? I go back to that again.
See, they had Peyton Manning, Trevor Sam, Case Keenum, Paxton Lynch, Joe Flacco, now Drew Lock. Now they got Teddy Bridgewater.
Loading it up, Keto. I'm loading it up. Say those names again, Dalton.
Trevor Sam, Paxton Lynch, Case Keenum, Joe Flacco, Drew Lock, now Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh Lord! And Joe Flacco is lucky. He's lucky. I don't load it all the way up to 6 and just let them all go on Joe Flacco.
Who was that? Who was that quarterback that they started when all their quarterbacks was out with COVID? Remember that guy last year?
I can't think. Oh, I almost forgot his name too. Brock Osweiler, while Peyton Manning got injured.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Brock Osweiler.
They thought Brock was so cold. The Texans end up giving him a big contract, and I don't think he even lasted more than 1 year with that.
He didn't
contract.
last long.
He didn't. He didn't last actually half the season. Doggone there, half the season. Terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. Just terrible. Got to stop paying quarterbacks prematurely too. All right, moving right up the list. Oh my goodness, we ain't gonna get through this whole entire list. But nevertheless, I wanted to get to some of these that's just real interesting. Like the Pittsburgh Steelers don't have a playoff win since 2016. What? Yep. Awkward. That's hella awkward. That's a cornerstone franchise over there. No offense, Ramona, but love you to death, Ramona. Die. Shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to you, Ramona and Sharon Lawn.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shout out. Oh my goodness. I can shout. Yo, you know what? There are so many Pittsburgh Steelers fans that I know, and they're all women, by the way. All of them are women. Selena Taylor is. Shout out to her. Sharon Mullen, Ramona Dye. Oh, yeah. Dory Davis. All of them. All of them. Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Black and yellow. They love their Steelers. But they ain't been in the playoffs for 5 years, good God almighty. And you got to tell me why. Why have they not been in the playoffs? Somebody tell me that. Wasn't they 8-8? Didn't they have Antonio Brown? Didn't they have Le'Veon Bell? Didn't they have... Oh, my goodness. Please explain to me why the Pittsburgh Steelers have not been in the Atlanta Falcons have a playoff win before the Pittsburgh Steelers do in the last 5 years. That's nuts. The Jaguars have a playoff win before the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And they beat the Steelers last time when they won.
Jesus. Keto, make it make sense for me. Somebody got to make this make sense, man. The Pittsburgh Steelers, man, y'all slacking, bro. Slacking. You was 11-0 last year and still didn't win a playoff game? Come on, man. You're slacking. You're slacking. What happened to the steel curtain right now? You're looking like a shower rod that one of the 11 hip hop folks was leaning on.
Can't get the job done in the playoffs.
Dallas Cowboys 2018, Eagles 2018, Patriots 2018, Colts 2018, Chargers 2018. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. And you can't even say that it's because Tom Brady left that they don't have a playoff win, because Tom Brady was still a Patriot in 2018.
Yep, and he lost to the Titans on his final game of the Patriots.
Sure did. Definitely did. Threw an interception to his old cornerback too, Logan Ryan. Yeah. All right. Interesting enough. We're not gonna go through this whole thing because obviously the rest of them are 2019 and last year. So, but you see it, nevertheless, kind of awkward, a little weird. Some of these teams that's on here. Now, here's what I will ask. BJ Samuel said Ravens 2020. Right. You better put the Ravens on there 2020.
Yeah,
when the last time the
Ravens
Ravens won a
2020,
playoff game? 2020. That's right. They won a playoff game last year against the Titans. All right. Now, with that being said, we're going to go to the next slide, and the next slide is as follows. Let's go to another slide here. We'll pick one. Why not? Let's pick one. Let's go to worst to first. Worst to first. Let's go to worst to first. Why not? All right, we got like 15 minutes left in the show. I see we're gonna have a couple shows coming up. There's a lot of things to cover. Worst to first, folks. Here we go. Eagles, 49ers, Lions, Falcons, Jets, Broncos, Bengals, Jaguars. I need to know which team goes from worst to first.
Well, to be honest with you, my answer is not all of them.
You said none of them going from worst to first, huh?
Nope. I don't see that happening.
Keto.
Yeah.
Worst to first.
You're asking me who's going to be the worst team?
No. Which team last year that was worst in their division will go first in their division this year?
Oh, wow. I'm going to say nobody, but if I had to pick, if you're forcing me to pick somebody, I'm going to say the 49ers. If I had to pick it, but I highly doubt it though. But as far as it goes, nobody's going to go first place. Some of these teams is going to still be in last place in this division.
So I'm glad that you say that, because worst to first, 0. I don't see no team on here being worst to first. But I do see every team on here going from worst to worst again. Nobody likes that idea. I'm sure nobody will like that. Take whatsoever. Or there's a lot of people who won't like that take. But yeah, I'm being honest. I could see every single one of these teams being worse to worst again. The Eagles, trouble. Get in trouble. Dallas is really good. Washington proved last year that they can make noise. One of the best defensive lines, one of the best defenses. They will be back this year. Folks will sleep on them, and Washington will come out and do what they did last year, which was win the division and go to the playoffs. The Dallas Cowboys will probably win this division. The Giants are stacked on offense, and I think that their defense could be good enough to beat out this Eagles team, which I have not seen them do much of anything. Jalen Hurts is hurting from what I'm hearing. Hurting in training camp. And I think their team is going to hurt again this year. I think they're in trouble. They could very well go from worst to worst again. I could see the Giants being in third or second, and I could see Dallas winning the division or Washington competing for this division. All right. So 49ers, we just talked about it. 3 teams at least could make the playoffs. I do not, and I will repeat, if Jimmy G is the quarterback or if they have to start Trey Lance, I do not see the 49ers being better than the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray this year. I'm sorry to say it. I mean, the Cardinals won't make the playoffs, but they damn sure ain't going to be better than the Cardinals. I don't think so. I think it's the Rams who got Matthew Stafford. I think it's Seattle. I think it's Arizona, and they will be worst again, the 49ers, if they don't get theirs together. Yeah, they get Kittle back, and obviously they'll get Nick Bosa back, but this division has gotten really, 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 really good. Really good. Really fast. The Lions, again, they might as well be on Pride Rock for all I care. They're not better than the Bears. They're not better than the Vikings. They're not better than the Packers. They're going to be worst again. The Falcons, honestly, you can fly high right to last place again in the division, sir. Right to last place again in the division. I do not see the Saints being last this year. This is going to be close. It's going to be tough because obviously Tampa Bay is there. Tampa Bay is probably going to win the division, most likely. Carolina. Do you believe in Carolina? I mean, Carolina's got some pretty decent pieces. Christian McCaffrey will be back. I believe in Carolina more than I do the Falcons. I'll tell you that for sure. The Falcons are another team that has proven they can blow it and blow it hard. Excuse my French, sorry. Yeah, I could see them being last. It'll be between them and the Panthers or the Saints. Either way, they ain't going worse to first. The Jets, abysmal. Skip. Not even going to talk about the Jets. They're in trouble. That they've been in trouble for the longest in that division.
Yep.
They're like someone without a paddle floating a creek. It's over. All right. The Broncos, again, Drew Lock. Drew Lock. I could see the Raiders being better than them. I could see the Chargers being better than them. And we ain't got to mention the Chiefs, right? The Bengals, you're in trouble. You got 3 good teams in that. That's another division. One of the better divisions in the league. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and obviously Baltimore. You're done. Okay? It's not even really up for conversation. I don't care if you get Jamar Chase, who runs 4.2 speed. It's over. And the Jaguars, you can't even keep Tim Tebow on the field. I'm done. That's we ain't even gonna have this conversation about the Jaguars.
There's no way they're gonna be worse than the Texans anyway, because Texans gonna be in trouble anyway. So I can see Jaguars finish third.
The Jaguars could finish third. That would be good. But here's the thing. I will say this. Before Deshaun Watson, the Jaguars had finished last place in the division 8 out of the 10 seasons, no matter who the quarterback was in Houston. And you know that Houston has had some doozies at quarterback.
Yep.
I mean, that's going to be tough. Texans or Jaguars, last. Worst to first. They're last. I can see all these teams going worst to worst again this season. If I hit on all these teams, I'm going to come back and pull the receipts that I said that all these teams could go worst to worst, back to back, like Drake, like a Drake song, right? Now, with that being said, we have had a lot of fun. Wow, time goes by fast when you're having fun, folks. It goes by really quickly. We got a bunch of shows going on. I will be on NBS Central tonight. Shout out to Keto for keeping it real. Keep it real. And if you want to continue to listen to the Rise Up Unlimited radio shows, please make sure you subscribe. Spreaker.com and WDAP Radio and TV. Come on, man. I got my guy, Dalton D-Man Smith, who's always consistent, one of the realest here, period, point blank. And my guy, Keto, one of the phenomenal guys running the network, MBS Central. Keto, I hope your MBS stands for No Bush Central. I hope that's what it stands for. If it does, that would just be.
We get that a lot though, but it's nothing but sports.
High five, air high five, straight up. We appreciate y'all. Nevertheless, we appreciate you, Angelita. Thank you so very kindly for what you do. As far as allowing us the opportunity, we will be on again next week. We'll put it down. All right. Sports talk at its finest. Let's continue the trend. Stop trolling. And sports talk, for crying out loud. Let's get back to it. See y'all later. Have fun. I'm the fire starter. Peace. Yeah. It's a Rise Up Family exclusive. Number one sports community organization in the world. Second to none.